Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are live now with our Bay of Dreams activation. And this is all about a sneak peek, a taste of what Haley Freya Wilson and I are creating in a really amazing luxury retreat that we are planning for January of next year. So this is, I'm going to admit somebody else here. This is, like I said, it's a luxury retreat. We are going to a place called the Bay of Dreams. Like, how amazing is that? And it is absolutely a dream. It is fantastic and beautiful and paradise. And we're going to be staying at an incredible villa with a private beach, and we're going to do amazing soul-changing work. And it's luxury defined. There's a private pool, there's a hot tub, there's tennis courts and gyms and a private chef, and we're going to bring in spa treatments and everything. Like, it's going to be unbelievable. And then we're going to do this soul-changing work of talking to the Atlantean and Lemurian councils, bringing in voice activations and goddess codes, and like, it's going to be unbelievable. And for those people who already know that they really want to come, or maybe don't know yet but are going to be wanting to come, that's the purpose of this session, is to give you an idea of what's that going to be like. Let's attune you to those energies and bring in the first step of all the amazing things that we're going to do. So that's why we're here. That's what we're going to do, give you a little taste. Haley, do you want to go into a little bit on the Atlantean side of things? We'll just jump right in.
Thank you. So yeah, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Haley Freya Wilson, and I am a channel and a quantum healer, and I teach the same. I am the proud founder of a modality called channeling mastery. It is based upon my observation of working with thousands of people that you are all always channeling, and that we all channel in a really different quantum mechanic. And so my work, the foundation of my work, is to open up your channel so that you can access more information. And so Jana and I have known each other for a long time, and we came together and we wanted to do a retreat, and we knew that we wanted to do something like just unctuous and life-changing. And we decided on Mexico. And so I asked Jana, why don't you go and find a villa? I'll go find a villa, and then we'll come together. And out of the entire country of Mexico, we found the same villa. And so we came, and so it was very much divine timed and divinely orchestrated that we created this this retreat. And so, like Jana says, it's private beach, private chef, spa treatments. And so when we felt into what are we going to bring into, what are the activations going to be, the Atlanteans came through me hard. And if you don't know the Atlanteans are they're very direct. Let's say they're very direct. They are very intelligent, they're very high frequency, and they are here to up level you like a motherfucker. And so when that came through me, the invitation was for Jana, who, and if you don't know Jana, she is an embodiment queen. She is like the vocal alchemist, right? And so when the Atlanteans came through me, I saw through her the Lemurians coming through as well. And you know, I can tell you a story, and I will tell you a story about Atlantis and Lemuria, and how these two times and places in our history are so vital to opening up our channels and remembering more of who we are and more of our purpose. But Jana, do you want to talk a little bit about the Lemurians then?
Yeah, absolutely. So if the Atlanteans are kind of the very direct, very intellectual, lots of tech, lots of really like very advanced, right? The Lemurians are more of the gotta be free, gotta be me. They were shapeshifters. They lived in the water. Like, they literally lived and survived in the elements of the earth, right? Very grounded, very earthy, very much like an emotional and passionate species, whereas the Atlanteans might have had a little bit of a dispassionate sense because they were so much in their intellect. So for me, the embodiment piece comes down to really being able to bring in all the things that we are. And this goes back to duality and the ability, people like us who have the ability to see and experience and perceive more with our, extrasensory senses than what we were taught living on earth, and bringing that into the human so that we have both the above and the below, both the intellect and the embodiment. And we're bringing that into physicality in a different way. And Lemurians really embodied that. They were all these things in the physical. And for me, it's really a sense of freedom. That's what I'm feeling when we're talking about the collective energy just before we started the session. There's a lot of energy around people just needing to be free of the confines that society and structures and belief systems have imposed on us for so long. And Lemurian energy to me is all about that freedom. I see and feel the freedom of swimming through the ocean, the freedom of being whatever shape we wanted to be, the freedom of even going into the air. It wasn't just the ocean, right? Like, so there's this sense of taking what was confined and just breaking it wide open and letting ourselves be everything.
Well, that follows on perfectly. And we were not dispassionate. But and so like the freedom of knowledge, right? So same thing. So the freedom for you is in heart. The freedom for me is more like out there and receiving that information, because for me information is freedom more than anything else. And so these two beautiful sides of it are exquisite. Okay. Let's just see. Okay. Jana, would you like to go into activation? Oh, here's the other thing is that the frequency of the collective right now is, yeah, I'm sick of this bullshit. Right? Do you put your hand up? I'm just like, ugh. I'm so, and if this is you, then you are being invited to up level. You're invited to like breaking free of the chains. And that's why we're pitching you the retreat at the start of this activation and not at the end. And that's why I was laughing so much at the beginning of this call, because Jana and I were like, so, the usual way is we do an activation, then we pitch. And I'm like, no, can we do something different? Can we let's talk about why we're here. Let's talk about the retreat, because that's what we're excited about. And this, okay, so this activation is a mini little sampler of what we're going to get in Mexico. Okay. Does anyone have any questions, comments before we go into the activation? Jana, have I missed anything?
I don't think so. I think you and I both, just by expressing our own thoughts and feelings on this, have really showcased pretty clearly how we are two sides of a coin, how we are very complementary. And we are more than the sum of our parts, which is amazing. And I actually heard something about that just this morning, how those of us who are called to change the world, this is why we're also being called to collaborate in different ways. It's not about competition anymore. And that's something that we're going to heal with this, because the Atlantean and Lemurian energies had a direct friction, right? So I don't know. I feel like we're hitting this on so many levels.
Cool. Amazing. So one thing that the Atlanteans want everyone to know is that they are direct descendants of the Lemurians. They are family. They have the same blood. They have the same DNA. Yes. So when the Lemurians and the Atlanteans split, evolutionarily, they evolved in a very different way. The Lemurians stayed very tribal, very heart open, very at one with Gaia and with the elements. The Atlanteans developed technology and were more civilized. And there were hundreds of thousands of years of peace. Okay, what happened with the Lemurians in Atlantis that at the end that everyone focuses on was this much of history. It was a Holocaust, yes, absolutely. But the Atlanteans, and this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to channel the Atlanteans. I'm going to take you back there right now with your permission. I'm going to take you back to Atlantis in its golden years. And then I'm just going to open my channel and see what happens, and then I'll hand over to Jana. So I'm going to start. Yeah. So with your permission. Whew. Okay, so this will be a closed eye or soft gaze process, if that feels comfortable for you. If you give me permission, I will access your energy field. Okay. And so you can just take some deeper breaths. And anytime that you feel your nervous system coming up, the question is, how can I relax my body even more? Okay. Okay, I'm just bringing your signature frequency energy into your awareness now, into your scalp and into your third eye, into your pineal gland. Down into the throat, zipping down your spine, and bringing your soul frequency energy as a molten liquid energy down into your body, spreading out into all of your blood vessels, all of your nerves, relaxing the nervous system, bringing it down into your root, down into your legs, into your knees, feet, and zipping it down into the ground. Just feeling gravity taking you now. And I'm going to take you to the Bay of Dreams now. This is in the Baja Peninsula in Mexico. Okay. And you can start to perhaps smell the sea, the ocean, the sand. Start to feel that beautiful sun beating down on you, that warmth. Perhaps you can hear the ocean. And perhaps you can feel the warmth of a fire. Perhaps you can hear the crackling. And perhaps you can sense and notice that we are a group, all of us through time and space, sitting around this fire in the Bay of Dreams in Mexico. And just noticing the souls on either side of you around this fire. You might recognize me, you might recognize Jana. And noticing now, does Jana actually look like a human? Do I look like a human? And as you look down at yourself, what shape are you presenting in this place? Okay, fine. So first they're going to, as you gaze, please gaze into the fire. We're going to travel, we're going to bend time and we're going to travel to Lemuria first. Just allow yourself to come to Lemuria. And as you now sit around the fire in Lemuria, looking around the circle at how we have changed again, how we have shape-shifted again, and look down at your own body. And you can get up and explore Lemuria. Notice, how does it feel here? Does it feel like home? Do you feel like, oh, I can take a breath for the first time? I recognize this place. I recognize myself. Do you remember the ceremonies that we had as the sun came up? Do you remember beating the drum? Do you remember the crystals that we held within our bodies and within our energetic bodies? Do you remember the sentient hair that we had? Do you remember that you were allowed to and able to take any form that you desired? Do you have a tail? Are you in the ocean? Are you of the air? Do you remember bending water? Do you remember shifting phases of the elements? Do you remember working with the crystals? Do you remember the clans? Do you remember who you were in Lemuria? Okay, thank you. So there's a version of self from this time and place who wants to say hello to you. This is a version of you. So receive your Atlantean, sorry, excuse me, your Lemurian version of yourself now. Just noticing what you look like. What are you wearing? How do you hold yourself? Okay, your Lemurian self wants to give you a gift. So you can receive your gift. And now your Atlantean self is here as well. And now your Atlantean self and your Lemurian self come together. There's no animosity here. We are the same. We are one. We are brethren. And noticing the differences and the similarities between your Atlantean self and your Lemurian self. And as they embrace, you can take the hand of your Atlantean self, and we are, with a deep breath, we're going to travel to Atlantis. Okay, so how does Atlantis feel compared to Lemuria? Look around our crystal city. Do you remember our zero waste filtration systems where no water was ever wasted? Do you remember our zero emission vehicles? The word vehicles is humorous to my Atlantean selves. Do you remember the ley lines that we had? Do you remember the crystal tracks that went through our city? And do you remember simply accessing, like magnets, this crystal technology and being transported through the city? Do you remember how at one we were with Gaia in a different way? Feel how different it is, and yet it's the same. We were very eco-minded. We harnessed the energy of the sun. We harnessed the energy of the stars. Yes, we were more technologically advanced. Doesn't mean bad. So just accepting and inviting this frequency into your heart. Okay, your Atlantean self wants to take you to a certain scene to show you a particularly important scene, to show you who you were at Atlantis. Were you a scientist? Were you a politician? Were you a doctor? Were you an educator? Were you a civilian? Were you a builder? Were you an inventor? Were you a speaker? Who are you here? What technology were you using at this time? And for what purpose? Accepting that now. Okay, thank you. Okay, fabulous, thank you. So from this scene, we're going to use it as a portal to actually teleport you into your highest timeline in this present now moment. And so feeling the frequency of you as human in this now moment, in your current lifetime, who are you in your highest expression of personal power? Just observing self, just receiving the frequency, understanding the next step for you, and holding that frequency in heart. And then, Gianna, I feel I'm going to pass over to you from this point.
Yes. So I am a keeper of the vocal and crystal bridge, the sounds and the frequencies of healing, of expansion, of technology, of anything that needs to be built through crystal, which is all around us in the Atlantean city, and part of our daily lives using crystal as a conduit and sound as the energy running through it for various purposes. And so that's what I'm going to tap into now to allow us to bring it down more into our physical selves, allowing the frequencies that you hear and that you feel to vibrate within your body, allowing your Atlantean and Lemurian selves to assist with the integration, with bringing these energies in. There's a clarity of purpose that wants to make itself known. And I see it floating toward you, almost like a little firefly. It's a little speck of light. It is clear. It is pure. This is a frequency coming back home to your soul from its previous life, wanting to be brought into your current self. So as you watch it, just gently making its way closer and closer to you, allowing the frequencies and the energies that you are feeling and hearing to expand your energy, expand yourself, expand your energy body. I'm hearing body, but this is not the physical body. This is the container which holds your energy, opening up and expanding, almost like a flower. And in the center of this flower is the stamen, the receiver. One side of this, the end of this, has a glowing light, and it calls to that speck of light that is coming toward you now. As it comes in closer and closer, you allow them to touch, and it glows with the expansion of both of these energies coming together. Allowing it to expand even further, and then the flower closes gently over it, encompassing all this beautiful energy and bringing it closer to you into your body. This is yours. Allowing the flower within you to open and close like a bellows. And it's allowing that light and that energy to move and to flow like a pulse, like a heartbeat. This is the heartbeat of your energy within this body. And I feel like it's almost barely contained. Like I feel this vibration, like I'm almost shivering with it, with so much energy that my body almost doesn't want to contain it all. But let's bring ourselves back to that center, knowing that we have the capacity. Reminding yourself that you have your Lemurian and Atlantean selves here to support this. This is bringing in your next level of frequency. Feels a little bit much for you to hold because you have been smaller up till now. But now we're going to open ourselves even further to hold more. And now this flower inside you, as it pulses, opens just a little bit more. And these beautiful tendrils of crystal blue light are taking themselves out from your center and following your nervous system, branching out in all directions within your physical body, bringing this energy and this light through the entire network within your body, all the way out to your fingertips and your toes, all the nerve endings within your entire body. Take a deep breath here and out. One more. We're going to expand a little more with this. This is a lot for us to hold, but we have the capacity. Okay, excellent. Okay, I see now like a balm, a light that is like honey, just allowing itself to coat all of these surfaces, all of these areas, all of the branches of your nervous system in order to hold it in and keep it safe. Reconstructing any broken parts of the nerve sheaths. This is allowing for more physical vibration within the body, physical health and vibrancy, vitality. We are increasing our physical capacity to self-heal. Feeling the resistance of a few pockets within the body, things that have been held in the physical for so long throughout this lifetime that we felt like we wouldn't be able to let them go, inviting them now to release their hold and to be ushered out. Let's use that flower again as a bellows, and it's just pushing out any energies or any attachments that no longer belong in this body. Seeing them released up into the air like a fine mist. Asking the flower to bring back all the tendrils, to to bring back anything that was outside of the body that belongs in, any energy we have given away outside of ourselves, coming back to center, coming back to this light that exists in the center, and bringing the petals closed in order to hold it within the body for safekeeping until we are ready to bring it out once more. There's an energy circling from the very base of the flower all the way around the outside of the closed petals, spiraling up, creating a beautiful network back down of protective energy that allows this to live and thrive within you until the next time it is ready to come out. And now bringing in the bubble of energy that surrounds you closer to your body, bringing your awareness to your physical self in this life, and holding that frequency of this expanded energy and healing within this human. And I will invite you, if it is safe to do so, to hum with me. Take breaths as you want, just for a minute, in order to bring your own healing vibration of your voice to bring this all home into your body. Hand on heart, deep breath, feeling your new body, holding these new energies, a piece of self brought home. And I'll pass it back to you, Haley, to close.
Absolutely. So thank you for that. Closing down any and all vortexes and portals that were opened that are not open in our highest good. Bringing everyone back down. You can start to feel your fingers and toes, thanking all of our aspects of self, thanking the Atlantean and Lemurian councils of light, thanking your angels, ancestors, light beings, and all aspects of self as you start to come back into this time and place. Any intuitive movements of the body. And you can flutter your eyes open when you're ready. Okay, Gianna, would you like to go into some Q&A and sharing, or do you want to share a little bit more? You know what? Why don't you share a little bit more about the retreat, and that's how I feel, and then we'll go to Q&A.
Sure. Okay, so as mentioned, and it doesn't take much to imagine this because we've already envisioned it. A beautiful luxury villa with king suites for each of you. There is an option for a bargain-friendly version in a twin, which is a shared room and a twin bed with up to 4 people. And the intention is to have, it's luxury, it's space, it's extra, it's giving ourselves everything that we believe we deserve, including the physical comfort that we have available to us as expansive and abundant beings. We have this amazing villa. It has a pool, it has a hot tub, it has a staircase that goes directly down from the pool side to the private beach. We have kayaks and snorkels available to us. We have a private chef making all of our meals, beautiful, healthy food. And daily sessions we have 4 nights, and there's a 5th night as an optional add-on if you choose. And we will be doing sessions every day. There will be group sessions as well as one-on-one with each Haley and I as part of your retreat experience. And lots of time to just integrate, enjoy, rest, relax, beach, sand, sun, water, the beautiful salty breeze. It is truly a paradise. And yeah, so I will quickly share the pricing so that you know what that would look like. And then we can answer some questions. So the King Suite experience, the total is $77.77. Broken up over 10 payments. There is a down payment of $15.54 and then $7.77 after that. The additional day is $11.11, and that is an option whether you get the King or the Twin. And if you get the King with the additional day, your total will be $88.88. These are all US dollars. And that would look like $17.76 as your first payment and $8.88 thereafter for the next 10 months. The Twin is $44.44, which looks like $8.88 as your initial payment and $4.44 monthly thereafter. So those are the bones. We're going to do amazing, amazing work. This is just a taste. Like in a half hour, this is what you experienced. So imagine 4 or 5 days with us doing all of this. It's going to be really, really incredible. So open for questions. You can put your hand up or unmute or throw something in the chat if you would prefer. Karina, you're very welcome.
I would love to know as well if you received something in particular from, and what your experience of Lemuria versus Atlantis was. Did you feel more drawn to one or the other? What was your gift? Who were you in Atlantis? If you would love to share, because as Jana has just shown us, when we use our voice to voice and share and have witness our experiences, we actually distill them into reality. And this is how we actually manifest using voice, as Jana has just shown us. And so by sharing your experiences with us, yes, Karina, you're anchoring into that highest timeline. Yes, my love.
Can you guys hear me? Because I'm at work and I have my earbuds in. So.
Yeah, we can hear you okay.
Perfect. So I can't put the video on, but yeah, I was drawn to the Atlantis side of it. Didn't feel anything on the first look. So I didn't see myself from that era, I guess, or past life, but definitely with the Atlantean. So that was very strong with the whole crystal thing, and yeah, I really felt it. So it was amazing. So excited to hear about your retreat. I'm starting to work closely with Haley up from this weekend. So I'm sure this is just a little taste. So
beautiful.
Yeah, we can have a conversation of what that looks like in the DMs, Karina, if you would like. And I would absolutely love to have you there, because in the retreat, I'm going to be opening up your channel so that you can channel the Atlantean Council or the Lemurians for yourself, if that's your path, and or that version of yourself, so that you can reclaim those abilities that we've shut down because of what happened in Atlantis, because we did fucked up shit in Atlantis. And if you're drawn to me, you probably did some pretty nasty things in Atlantis, right? And so we're going to be collapsing that and healing those versions of self that are like, like don't speak your truth, don't have those abilities in case that happens again, for the fear of corruption again. Or, and if you're in a Lemurian more, like, don't show yourself for your true colors, other because it's not safe. So we're going to be doing some like deep Gaia healing here, because what did happen in Atlantis is a deep root, for a lot of light workers, energy workers who are hiding, who are like, dimming their light for fear of persecution, because we were persecuted terribly, not just in Atlantis, but Avalon, like, and then the Salem witch trials, and so we are going to be healing a lot of those aversions to shining your light. So
And
Perfect.
to build on that, sorry, Karina, go ahead.
No. That sounds fantastic. And one thing I was just going to add, Donna, I loved how you had this sound bowls, right? That you also incorporated in your.
Yes, crystal sound bowls.
Oh, I love those. I'm very drawn to that.
They're so beautiful, and they hold that exact frequency. And that's what I was seeing when Haley was drawing us through, is how the crystal is really literally a conduit.
Yeah,
And they hold that
yeah,
energy, and they, like, it flows through. And so of course we love crystal sound bowls. Who doesn't? You know, everybody is moved by them for that reason, because they hold that frequency. They're able to transmit that. So just a side note to add on to what Haley was talking about is that my genius is in voice, and specifically around clearing things around expression and being able to express yourself fully. So they tie in really, really well. And we are going to be doing that as well. When we come up with all these different things that we're going to be clearing, looking, all the things that we bring up for clearing and healing, the voice is going to be an integral part of being able to heal and express that, and heal our ability to express specifically. This allows us to become more of what we are, to express more of what we are, to be confident in saying, this is who I am, this is what I do, here I am, world, to help heal. This allows us to shine more into that.
and I mean, the whole point of all of this is so that you can create more freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, purpose freedom. When you know who you are, and you're not scared of walking the walk, there's a sense of freedom and groundedness and authenticity that is available to everyone. And we, as the new earth leaders or thought leaders, or however you want to call it, we have access to all of this, and that's what this retreat is distilled in 4 days or 4 nights. Yeah. So, but yeah, I would love to hear anyone else if they would like to share your experiences from either one of those places.
Don't be afraid, my loves.
See you, Karina. I'll talk to you in the DMs.
Bye, Karina. Thank you. Good question. The retreat is January 21st through 25th of next year, with the additional day being January 20th.
Well, we can stop the recording, and then perhaps the remaining few will come off mute.